Is it just me, or does the current President of the United States have a lot of time on his hands? The President is once again playing one of his favorite games, suggesting a conspiracy exists without any proof and with the intention of hiding any potential blowback on his own possible actions. Today, the President defended his new conspiracy mongering by falling back on one of the lamest excuses which he has used time and time again. So, shortly after pedophile financier Jeffrey Epstein was found dead, a comedian, who according to his website doesn't actually have any upcoming dates at all, but does sell t-shirts and ringtones and has appeared on Fox News, sent a tweet essentially suggesting the Clintons were somehow involved in the death of Jeffrey Epstein.
President Trump is meanwhile defending his decision to promote an online conspiracy theory tying the Clintons to the death of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, he's a very highly respected conservative pundit. He's a big Trump fan. That was a retweet. That wasn't from me. That was from him. But he's a man who has 500,000 followers, a lot of followers, and he's respected.
God, for God's sakes, forgive me. Forgive me for falling for conspiracy theories about this entire case, because here we have someone that's not been talked about, not been arrested, not been brought in for questioning, and you're going to tell me how bad it is to believe in conspiracy theories after a man kills himself in like a federal prison or whatever it is, highly secure, the most notorious, high-ranking elite member of a facility such as that. He's not protected, he's not watched, he should be the main priority, and you're going to tell me he managed to commit suicide? I mean, there's only been a handful of suicides ever since that prison has been built, and when I mean a handful, I only found like 3. So my point is, when all of a sudden, after those questions begin to swirl after Epstein's death, where's Jizzface? Where's Jizzface? Shouldn't we be talking to her? People suddenly realize, oh, ding, where's he been? I don't know where she's been. Well, I'll tell you where she's been apparently, and that is the In-N-Out Burger. The In-N-Out Burger. Jeffrey Epstein's gal pal Ghislaine, Jizzface rather, Maxwell, is spotted at an In-N-Out Burger in first photo, or since his death. Jeffrey Epstein's gal pal Jizzface Maxwell spotted at the In-N-Out Burger. Once spotted, Maxwell, who was sitting alone with a pet pooch, told an onlooker, well, I guess is the last time I'll be eating here. It's interesting to note that speculations began to swirl around the context of the photograph. Why is someone like Jizzface, someone that's rich, pals around with billionaires, her father was a super rich news tycoon, world leader, chilled with the highest of politicians, involved with multiple intelligence agencies, and yet she's eating pleb food? Yeah, okay. Alright, Jizzface, why are you suddenly making yourself public too? It's almost like she's posing for the camera. And when you observe the photographs as well, you begin to notice a few, let's say, peculiarities. Number 1. Take a look at the book she was reading. It's called The Book of Honor, The Secret Lives and Deaths of CIA Operatives. And check out this review here. G. Maxwell. A good friend of mine died recently under very tragic circumstances. Some of us saw it coming for quite a while, but it was still a huge shock when it finally happened. I picked up this book at the advice of a friend and absolutely couldn't put it down. I'd read it walking the dog, getting fast food, or even just lounging around the house. It helped me realize that my friend really believed in something, and that giving her life for the CIA, NSA, FBI, Mossad, or other intelligence agency is truly a higher calling and not something to mourn. A wholehearted recommendation. G. Maxwell is posting that. Does that sound familiar? It's almost as like it's Jizzface herself posting it. Although, keep in mind, this can be someone taking advantage of the mainstream media narrative, so it could be just someone LARPing. But things are much more interesting. They get much more interesting. So here's just a little news piece about the book she's reading. The tantalizing mystery of Jizzface's Maxwell's Burger Bar makeover, as conspiracy theorists asked why she took off her glasses while reading a book and had 2 drinks next to her. You can kind of see how maybe they're kind of spinning it as being kind of silly, but it is kind of interesting because take a look. This is not the main image. The main image that was posted is this one. It's a little cropped. You can see the table in front of her, and the original one's this one. As you can see, you got the 2 cups, New York Post watermark. She's flaunting that ring. Almost seems like it's the forefront of the image. She's also got a bracelet on. You can see it's some type of, I don't know what area of the city this is in. You can see the Good Boys poster in the background, but I'm going to get into that in a moment here. Take a look at this. Do you guys know? I'm going to give you just a few moments to take a look. Take a look, guys. You see those areas right there? That's photoshopped. Those are Photoshop artifacts right there and right there. You see how it's scrubbed? Take a look. Can I zoom in anymore? See? You see how they're all scrubbed right there? That's photo manipulation right there, my friends. That is photo manipulation right there without a doubt. Let's go into the other side that's even more obvious. What is that? That's no natural object. That's no lens flare. That's nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. So what could it be? Why would they have to edit anything out? Why would they have to edit anything out? A good idea would maybe to see if you can catch a reflection, because someone's got to be taking the photograph. You think it was a journalist? Part of me doesn't think so. But check this out. Is that just like a way to censor faces instead of just using the normal blur? In the other ones, you see how it's the typical blur out that they use on most news articles? The guy looks like he's a burn victim, for God's sakes. And this woman too, she looks like a goblin. What's the deal with this? Something's off about all of this. But also notice, there's photos taken, but there's different people around. The people in the background changed. So how long was she sitting there? I mean, I understand that could be possible, but take a look at this here too. So this is the weird thing about the Good Boys sign, okay? The Good Boys sign, that's a current movie, by the way, but take a look here. So you see the reflection. And there is significant evidence, by the way, to suggest this image was photoshopped in. But why would that image be photoshopped in? Why? That doesn't make much sense, does it? But take a look at the reflection. You see the passing car? You could see the side view mirror there. White car. Well, take a look. Follow the red line. And look right there. It's the same car. Did they copy and paste? The angle is such where the Good Burger sign is right here off screen, and then the windows right here would be to the right. Like it's almost like Jizzface was sitting at this table or in this area, and these people are over there. So I don't feel like the reflection would capture both angles. Do you get what I'm saying? So if the person's driving down here, Ghislaine, Jizzface, Fuckface is sitting on this side closest to the street. They're sitting to her immediate right. Do you think the reflective properties of light can capture the image of that passing car identically like that at the same time? It all seems off to me, but you know what? What better place to investigate this than to see what the crowdsourced research hive mind is up to? So let's head over to 4chan real quick to see what these guys are saying about it. It was actually present in a thread called Maxwell Hacking Number 4, indicating that there was 3 other threads before it that took place in studying it. Anons try solve the bogus pics from New York Post of Jizzface Maxwell. There are unpublished pictures on the New York Post servers. The file names in the New York Post articles were these. Files.wordpress, Maxwell Final, Maxwell Final 2, Maxwell Final 3. I managed to guess this file name, and that file name that he guessed was jizzfacemaxwell.jpg. My understanding is that these are the existing file names for existing photographs, and maybe if you change the words to something common, it might bring up from a search query an existing picture that wasn't published, for just like kind of guessing a website, just typing in random words, www.jizzface.com. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? You pull results from guessing the address. I think that's the idea. But anyway, maybe we were lucky and we managed to guess the file names of the uncropped version of Maxwell Final 2. And then we can see who was eating with their right, because there's 2 cups. People could get 2 soft drinks, but come on, maybe one's a milkshake. Someone, who was it? I don't know. It was either Titus or Lift the Veil. They're like, you can get a milkshake and you can get like a water or something or a soda. I get it. It's a lot of liquid though. Here's the dog photo, by the way. All right, there's the doggy. And there's the scrubbed image. Here's the original uncut image with the goblins in the background. Good boys right there. See, so they're kind of working on things like this. I love these threads because once again, this is a great example of crowdsourced research. You're checking out the metadata, the EXIF data. So there's tons of interesting, pieces of information and theories and speculation in this thread. Like I said, they were talking about the top of that movie sign, the Good Boys poster being, here it is. Good Boys poster is shopped in. The mystery deepened last night when an advertising agency claimed a poster on a bus shelter behind Miss Maxwell had been photoshopped in. The socialite is seen in front of a poster for Good Boys, a film that opened in the US on Friday. But when the Mail on Sunday visited the area on Friday, the bus stop was displaying an advert for a local hospital. Advertising agency Outfront Media said the hospital ad had been there since July 28th, with Miss Maxwell said to have been photographed on August 12th. Spokesman Carly Zips said, "We think the poster in the Maxwell picture was photoshopped in." we checked, and we have no evidence or record of Good Boys ever being there. So, my friends, when you hear the media talking about how ridiculous it is that we believe in conspiracy theories around the Jeffrey Epstein case, and they flip out about Trump even entertaining those conspiracy theories, just remember they're absolutely full of shit, and my God, it has to make you wonder whether this whole thing was a controlled burn or not. I mean, our gut instinct, right, our research tends to tell us that these people are so powerful and so well connected that they can orchestrate something as vast and complex as that. I mean, hell, we saw the Rusty Shackleford drone footage, the garbage heaps, right? The caving in of tunnel entrances, right? The dome being renovated, and it seemed recent. All of that seemed recent. Now, of course, we saw increased activity on the island with machinery bringing stuff in, workers unloading boxes or bags, if I remember correctly. There's just an air of all of this kind of giving off the vibe that we're allowing for the first time to look at a crime scene that's been long abandoned and long cleaned up. So I just can't help but, you know, think that possibly this is orchestrated, but at the very least, when the media goes talking about us being ridiculous for conspiracy theories, it is stuff like this that prompts us to question the world around us, and also the fact, if we don't, who else will? I'll see you later.